right? So standard words used in the clues. So how do I get my weakness solved, or maybe how do I improve myself in these word problems? That's another thing that you might be thinking about if you're struggling with this. The important part is getting this logic, getting these three basics, defining this properly, then being able to convert the clues and then solving this. This and this will come through practice, and this one, converting clues, would also come through practice by solving different questions which would use words which are more or less similar in all. You can see if I solve maybe 50 word problems, I should technically be I should get used to these different clue lines which are sort of repeated in one way or the other, right? So for example, it says x is 20 more than y. So the confusion is this: so x is one variable, y is another variable. So where should I get 20? Is it plus 20, minus 20, here, everything, right? So what I say is this: x is, are, was, were, and you see some other verb, like put it equals to 20 more than y, basically would translate into y plus 20, right? So what does this mean? X is 20 more than y. So at least you realize this, x should be greater than y. If not, this part, at least you should be able to realize that x is something more than y, basically means x is more than y, right? So if I write this equation, what should you do if you are still confused? Just substitute one value, like let's assume y is 10, okay? Just assume. So what will be x then? 10 plus 20 is 30, which is satisfying this, right? X is more than this. Let's say you wrote it like this. Now if you take x is 10, what will be y? Y will be 30. Here x is less than y, which is not agreeing to this. So this is wrong equation. This is the correct equation. If by chance you are ever confused after you write an equation, maybe you can check it by doing like this. After a point of time, you should not be doing this. Ideally, you should be comfortable with directly writing and moving ahead and solving the question. A is 10 centimeters shorter than B. What do I mean by that? A, whatever the height of B is or length of B is, A is supposed to be lesser than that, right? That's what shorter means. So if B is so and so, A is supposed to be less than that. This is 10, right? A is shorter than B. That's what it is. So A is so equals to lesser than, fewer than, shorter than something B. It should be B minus 10. It's not 10 minus B, okay? Don't write it like A is, that's why I wrote more than y is also y plus 20. Make a habit of writing the variable or whatever you see, more than, less than, shorter than. Write this first and then minus or plus comes from more than or lesser than, shorter than, fewer than, etc. Why is it wrong? A is 10 minus B is wrong. That's because if B is let's say 20 centimeters, right? What do I get here? A is minus 10 centimeters, which is wrong. And I cannot have negative, right? So it is saying A is 10 centimeters shorter than B. Whatever B is, if B is 20, so A is supposed to be 10 centimeters. It's not minus 10 centimeters, right? So that's why this is wrong. So A is B minus 10. Then P took twice the time taken by Q to complete the rest. If I assume time taken by P to complete rest is P and time taken by Q is Q. So as I said, right, is, are, was, or is another thing. Took is like a verb. So took twice the time, so that's basically equals to twice the time taken by Q. So it's basically twice is 2 into. It's not plus or minus, twice, half, double, thrice, right? You have to multiply. If it's half, you have to multiply with half, etc. So 2 into Q, twice the time taken by Q to compute it. Whatever the time Q took, it's double, twice. P took twice, so it's 2 into Q. That's how you should write this. D is 5 kgs more than twice C. This is also mix of 1 and 3 for me, okay? So it's basically saying D is, so D is equals to 5 kgs more than, 5 kgs more than, so I should write plus 5. As I write 20 more than Y, I wrote plus 20, right? But it's not 5 kgs more than E, it's basically 5 kgs more than twice E. What is twice E? 2 into E. So 5 kgs more than twice E is 2 into E plus 5. That's how you should write it, right? If you just get this clear and solve maybe some of the questions, you will be very comfortable with converting the clues into the statements.